What's going on, everybody? So something a little bit different today. We're actually going to be taking a look at a lot of the new and upcoming releases that have been announced or recently released, because I get a lot of questions on, am I getting this, am I getting that, what do I think of this, have you tried that yet? So I figured we could go over some of this stuff together. Stay tuned. So for those of you that aren't familiar with this Instagram page, this is called iFragrance Official, and if you're not following this page and you care about new releases as they get announced, you absolutely should be following this page. And then while you're at it, don't forget to follow your boy at TLTG.reviews, which is also on the screen. But let's go ahead and go back to iFragrance Official, and we're going to go based off of what they've recently announced. So let me go ahead and switch this over to the larger portion of the screen. So today, as a matter of fact, Dunhill Driven is the one that I saw come across my page. It was 15 hours ago. I haven't really looked at this one. It's apparently a citrus woody fragrance, and let's take a look. It supposedly has some florals. Top, we're looking at bergamot, lime, red apple, and plum. Interesting. The heart's cardamom, cinnamon, jasmine, and rose, with the base of amber, amorous wood, vanilla, cedar wood, and musk. Very interesting. So let's see what they're saying about this one. Dunhill Driven is a tribute to racers, a fragrance for a man who is a warrior at heart. He believes life is an acceptance for him, and he is not afraid to take risk. He is driven by trust and perseverance. When he focuses on something, he tirelessly watches it and sets out his own path. Kind of like what they're saying here. What is the fragrance going to be like? I'm not sure, but it does have an interesting note breakdown here with, I won't let me highlight just that, but the opening seems very citrusy, very fruity, bergamot, lime, red apple, and plum. What's going to dominate? Who knows? My guess would be something along the lines of lime and plum, with some cardamom and cinnamon, so you have some good spices, jasmine and rose for some florals, multiple woods, a little vanilla. Vanilla usually comes through when it's somewhere in the fragrance, so not what I'm super excited about, but it's intriguing for sure. But this one I found very interesting. It was announced a few days ago. Bleu Electrique from the La Nuit de l'Homme line. So that bottle may look familiar to a lot of you because it is the same bottle as Eau Electrique, which is basically another way to smell like Versace Eros, essentially. So I don't know completely how I feel about this one yet. I don't get every single flanker that comes out in the L'Homme or La Nuit de l'Homme line. But let's see, this one, let's take a look at the notes here. So the top's bergamot, cardamom, and ginger. The mid's lavender and geranium, with the base being vetiver and cedarwood. So there's a lot of similarities in the note breakdown, actually, with the geranium, for example, because there's definitely some geranium in this one that kind of gives off that minty quality that's in Eau Electrique. I'm not going to knock it until I try it. You know, I like to judge fragrances on my own. This is supposedly an Eau de Toilette Intense that's going to be in 40 ml, 60 ml, and 100 ml. This is one I'm definitely going to have to try before I buy. I don't think, because I have a bottle of Eau Electrique, I don't think I'm going to be willing to just blind buy this one. This is one I'll have to go by Macy's or something and give it a spray and check it out myself. But another intriguing release. Then I've seen a lot of talks about this Viking cologne that's coming out. So I don't find Viking to be a heavy scent. It's actually quite light and airy. I don't know if this is a necessary release, but again, I'm not going to knock it before I try it. But with Viking, I blind bought that one. I got bold. It wasn't cheap. I spent close to $300 on that bottle. But I knew I was going to like it. Whereas the top with this one's bergamot, lemon, mandarin, and pink pepper. The mid's geranium, lavender, nutmeg, and rosemary, with the base being sandalwood, patchouli, vetiver, and frankincense. So it is, to me, an interesting note breakdown. It does sound like something I'll like. How it's blended, you don't know until you try it. But it's interesting. This one actually interests me a little more than Aventus Cologne did when they announced that one originally, which I did get a carded sample of, and I do like, but I didn't find it different enough from Aventus for me to spend that kind of money on a bottle of it. And who knows, maybe one day I will get a bottle, but for now I'm good without it. This may be the same case. It's not the exact same note breakdown. It does look like it's a little bit lighter. It's got a little bit more citrus working for it, but it does have a frankincense note that kind of has me intrigued. So another one that I'm not super excited about, but intriguing nonetheless. And then this is one I'm extremely excited about. Amouage Boundless. Look, their last couple releases have been certified home runs in my opinion. Meander and Enclave were magnifique. I love those fragrances. I'm super happy to have a bottle of those. The notes on this one is a top of blood orange oil, cardamom oil, ginger, Elemi Absolute oil. In the heart, you're looking at vanilla bourbon absolute, benzoin resinoid, and in the base, you're looking at guaiac wood oil, oud oil, papyrus oil, cocoa absolute, tobacco absolute, oak moss absolute, frankincense absolute, myrrh resinoid, vetiver oil, and patchouli oil. So this is definitely going to be a darker, more kind of earthy, woody type of scent. There's some tobacco here. The blood orange is a nice darker citrus that'll still add a little bit of brightness, but with the cardamom and the ginger, that's pretty. I can see this one being bright up top and getting dark pretty quickly, but not too dark. A lot of resins in this one with the tobacco, a lot of woods, oak moss, myrrh, frankincense, this is an exciting note breakdown for me. This is a fragrance I'm excited about. I do plan on getting a bottle of this come hell or high water. This is one that based off of what I'm seeing and reading, I'm willing to get this one blindly. I don't need to sample this one. I know I'm going to like this. So Amouage Boundless, super excited. They have a new Pasha de Cartier. This is a new edition Noir. Edition Noir limited edition. I don't have the note breakdown directly in front of me for the previous edition Noir, but it shows a top of citrus fruits, a mid of amber, and a base of cedar wood. So I'm sure that's not telling the whole story. Whatever with that one. Now Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever that just released. I'm going to get this one, but I'm not going to pay retail. I'm willing to wait. These light blue flankers hit the discounters. So word to the wise, unless you absolutely have to have it right when it releases, which I get it. Spice Bomb releases. I have to have it as soon as it releases. I just did that with Infrared. Leaky bottle, still no resolution yet. I have spoken to Victor and Rolf. For those of you that are going to ask me in the comments because I just brought that up. But in the fragrance, I really do like the fragrance. Just got a leaky bottle issue that I know will get resolved at some point. But fragrances like that, I have to have them when they release. That's just me. I love that line that much. Invictus Victory didn't excite me enough to where I had to have it right away. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. I'm excited about this one, but I refuse to pay retail for a Dolce & Gabbana fragrance. I just can't help myself because I know they're going to get cheaper at the discounters. Let's take a look at this note breakdown. A top of grapefruit and Italian bergamot. In the heart, we're looking at violet leaf, ozonic accord. In the base, patchouli, musks, and vetiver. So I think that note breakdown's not telling the entire story of what this fragrance is going to smell like. I believe it's an eau de parfum. Yeah, it's an eau de parfum. I think this is going to be one that's going to be kind of a little bit of everything. You're going to smell the light blue DNA. You're going to smell a touch. It's going to bring you to the beach, as a lot of these do. I feel like you'll get hits of the intense at the same time while not being overpoweringly salty, as it can be directly off of skin. I feel like that violet leaf's going to add just that nice little touch of character that was maybe missing from some of the previous releases, because I know the previous releases weren't as widely received. Like Love is Love. Not everybody liked that one. I really like it. But just like with that one, it taught me that they will go to discounters quickly. So I'm not going to pay retail for it. I'm going to wait till it hits the discounters, but I am excited to get my hands on it, and I do like how they changed the cap. They got away from the usual light blue cap, and they decided to go back with the Homme cap. So nice little touch. I think that's interesting that they went that route, but pretty excited about that one. I just got asked about this one today. We'll talk about Most Wanted in a second, but Cool Water Parfum. Of course I'm excited about that one. Those of you that watch me on a regular basis, you know I like my Cool Water flankers. I just recently got the Aquaman flanker. I love Cool Water Wave. I love Cool Water Intense. I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm not going to sit here and front like I am not. The top is pink pepper, the mid is vetiver, and the base is sandalwood. I have a feeling this is going to be a rich cross between the original and the intense, because when it's a little simplistic note breakdown like this, that's not telling the whole story. There's more fragrance oils in this than 3. There's no doubt. Just like with Cool Water Intense, there's more fragrance oils than just 3. Okay, so I'm excited about this one. Another one I'm not going to pay retail for because I know it's going to hit the discounters relatively quick and get cheap, as do pretty much every Cool Water fragrance that comes out. I mean, I don't think any of them don't go to discounters. So this is one I'm very excited about. Be looking out in the coming months for me. This is one I'll blind buy for sure. I don't need to sample this one. I know I'm going to like it. I definitely am intrigued by it. And it's interesting to see that they're putting out a Parfum. Let's see what they say about it. Discover the sophisticated freshness of the sea. A reinterpretation of the iconic Cool Water fragrance with one of the most ethical ingredients in perfumery, vetiver. This tropical plant is harvested by a community on the island of Haiti as part of a sustainable sourcing partnership. The perfume develops with woody notes of sandalwood combined with the pink pepper accord. Okay, so they don't give you a whole lot here. They basically just give you a few sentences about these 3 simple notes that are supposedly the whole composition, which, again, I don't believe, but I am excited about. Now, Azzaro Most Wanted. I know there's a few people that have gotten their hands on it already. There's videos out there. I haven't watched any. I want to stay as blind as I can. I got Tonic, the last release, and yeah, it's a little on the generic side. It's okay. I waited. Got a tester from the discounter. I'm going to wait and try to get my hands. Now, I don't want a tester because the wanted testers don't come with a cap, but I will try to get my hands on it from discounters. I'm not going to rush to get this one. I don't want to pay retail for this either, but I have a feeling this one's going to be interesting. Simple note breakdown again, cardamom, toffee, and amber. So obviously it's going to be sweet and spicy and warm. That's what I see with these 3 notes, because cardamom, sweet and spicy. Obviously the toffee's a sweet gourmandy note. And then amber's very warm and can be dusty and powdery, can add to the spice, can add to sweetness. It can do a lot of things. It depends on the amber oil that they used and how it blends with what's in this fragrance. So I'm sure it's going to perform well. All of the wanted fragrances perform well. Even Tonic's decent on performance. But Original Wanted, bordering Beast Mode, Wanted by Night, Beast Mode fragrance. So this is another one that I will eventually get, not rushing to get. And then I heard Street Fighter Edition for Cool Water is basically just Aquaman. Let's look at this note breakdown. Tangerine, pepper, and aloe vera. That's not the same note breakdown. So I've had people in the comments tell me that they're the same fragrance, but I don't know. And this is people that haven't tried it yet either. They're saying they heard that. So I don't know. You know, I'm a Street Fighter fan. Street Fighter 5 logo's on there. I'll grab this one from discounters as well, and I'll judge it for myself. But definitely considering the Street Fighter franchise is my favorite gaming franchise of all time, I'm going to have this bottle. I know it's been released for a little bit now. And just a few others that have been out for a little bit. I've heard I need to get my hands on Pear Incorporated from Juliet Has a Gun. I do like my Juliet Has a Gun releases. Their last several have been really good. The notes are simple on this one as well. Pear, Cetilox, and Musk. Definitely going to try that one out. That one's blind buy worthy to me. I'll definitely blind buy Profondo Lights. I know it got released overseas already. I haven't seen any bottles pop up just yet. I'd like to get a tester of this if I can, a 75 ml, or a decent discounted price on a full presentation. Top of green mandarin, cardamom, aquatic notes. The mid is lavender, rosemary, cypress, lentisk, absolute. I don't know what the hell that is. And the base is vetiver and patchouli. But if it's anything like just a brighter, fresher version of Profondo, it's going to be a home run. I mean, they never, for me, in my opinion, they can do no wrong in this line. At least they haven't yet. Mont Blanc Explorer Ultra Blue. I don't know how I feel. I've heard a few people guess that this is basically going to be a Ventus Cologne, since original Explorer was basically a Ventus. So when that hits discounters, I might get my hands on it. I'm not the biggest fan of Explorer. That's why I've never gotten a bottle. I do have a decant. I've tried to like it over and over. I just don't like the opening on Explorer. I have higher hopes for this one. And then United Eau de Parfum. I haven't gotten the original, so I don't know if I'm going to get the Eau de Parfum. This notes of blood orange, peppermint, and amber. Another simplistic note breakdown. They're telling less and less in these note breakdowns. I find that very interesting that they've been going that route. But that's just a few of the fragrances. I mean, we're all the way back to Spice Bomb Infrared and Polo Cologne Intense EDP, which I have both of those. You know, just there's a lot of cool stuff coming out this year, in my opinion. These brands have really been trying a little bit harder, I believe, to put out some really good fragrances. We'll just switch to the way the screen's just me again. As you can see, these are the ones that I'm excited about. There's pretty much everything that I'm willing to pay retail for, I have paid retail for until further notice. Most of these I'm going to be waiting until I can get them at a discounted price, as you should as well. This is a predominantly like to smell good on a budget type of channel. That's my bread and butter, because that's what I talk about the most, because it's what I like to do the most. Do I like the finer fragrances and luxury fragrances? Of course I do, but my bread and butter is smelling good on a budget, and I don't like paying retail unless I have to. And that's going to be the case with most of what we just saw here. If you like videos of this style, make sure to let me know down in the comments. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. What did you see here today that excites you a little bit? What releases are you looking forward to that just came out or recently announced and are about to come out? Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these and you give them a spray now, I have no idea if you'll thank me or not later, because I haven't tried them yet myself. Have a good one, guys.